Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester United 0.
Football predictions.
Hillsborough Rangers 0, Ipswich Town 1.
Football predictions.
Hello, it's Peter Guest, and I'm here with the Moose for another episode of the FootballPredictions.net podcast, covering Bundesliga games for the 21st to the 23rd of February 2025, and you can see all the details for the matches that we are about to discuss in this podcast on our website. Click the links in the description to FootballPredictions.net, and you'll see all the fixtures from just about every other football competition in the world, as well as this one from A to Z.
Yes, and on our website I will show you where to watch the games on local broadcast channels plus video streaming services, as well as matchups from local bookmakers. Look in the description of this podcast episode for direct clickable links to all of the matches we're about to discuss. If you're streaming any matches on Bet365, geolocation and streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble aware.
Let us begin with our first match. Freiburg in 5th place in the table, taking on Werder Bremen, who are 10th. It's on Friday, the 21st of February. Kickoff is 7:30pm UK time. Click the link in the description and you'll see our page on footballpredictions.net, and you'll be able to look at your local kickoff time, odds and channels. Streaming, of course, and it's streaming this one on Bet365, and to watch it there, all you need is to qualify. All you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet with them in the last 24 hours. And when you do join, use bonus code FP365. And if you want to watch this on a subscription model, you can watch it on Sky Sports as well. Well, Freiburg have had a great few weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, they've come off 3 straight defeats in the Bundesliga to 3 straight wins, all 1-0 wins, by the way. So 3 clean sheets as well there for Freiburg and 3 wins in the Bundesliga, and it takes them back up to 5th. Just 1 point off the Champions League spots. So very interesting indeed for them going into this game against a Werder Bremen team that comes into this game with 2 fairly heavy defeats and one fairly unexpected as well, because they lost last weekend 3-1 at home to Hoffenheim. Prior to that, they did have a difficult away game at Bayern Munich, which they lost 3-0. But yeah, since coming back from the winter break, Werder Bremen has got just 1 win in 7 matches, and that was a home win against Mainz. Away from home, they are yet to win this year in the Bundesliga, going into this game against a Freiburg team, like we said, who has won the last 3 matches, 2 of which we have predicted the outcome for the goals, and the outcome, which was the latest home game against Heidenheim. We predicted Freiburg to win that one, and at Bochum we had under 2.5 goals. But our prediction for this one is...
Well, for this one we actually like both teams to score, which hasn't happened in the last few Freiburg matches, but we think it's a time that it did. And for the odds you can get for that are 1.67 at the moment. But we do think that Freiburg will win this one, and the odds there are 2.2. You can get, for a 2-1 scoreline, which is our correct score prediction, your current odds are 9. So, just let you know the other odds there. Werder Bremen, 3.25 to win, and 3.4 for the draw. So not a lot in it, but we do think that the home team will get the win and carry on. Next, we've got Wolfsburg in 9th, taking on Bochum in 17th. This one is on Saturday, the 22nd of Feb, 2:30 UK time in the afternoon. And of course, click the link in the description to the match, the link for this match, and you'll see your local kickoff time, game odds, and broadcast streaming channels. You can see this one on Bet365. Stream it. To qualify, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Use the bonus code FP365 when you sign up. Well, Wolfsburg bounced back, didn't they, against Stuttgart?
Yeah, these are both teams here had some great results last weekend. Wolfsburg away to Stuttgart. So Wolfsburg had no wins in 4, and then they go to Stuttgart, beat them 2-1. Stuttgart, who were sitting a little bit higher up the table, but now down to 7th. But yeah, that was a great win for Wolfsburg, 2-1 there. And Bochum, at home to Dortmund, beat Dortmund 2-0. And actually, that result lifted Bochum off the bottom. Pretty much first time all season they've been not bottom of the Bundesliga, and are going for a late surge for survival here. They're now on point with Heidenheim, who is in the relegation playoff. But if we start with Wolfsburg and some of their recent results, because that result at Stuttgart, was a bit of a surprise, because prior to that, they had no wins in 4. That included 3 straight draws and a loss at Bayern Munich. That loss at Bayern Munich, we predicted that. We had 3-1 and then 3-2 Bayern Munich. Then we had 2 both teams to score predictions correct on Wolfsburg at home to Holstein Kiel out in the 2-2 and a 1-1 at Frankfurt before a 0-0 draw against Leverkusen for Wolfsburg there in their latest home game, which then led to the win at Stuttgart. So you could also say that since coming back from that winter break, Wolfsburg has just got 1 defeat. They have 3 wins, 3 draws, and 1 defeat. They're just a couple of points from the European spots now, just 4 points of the Champions League spots, so everything to play for them. Now, Bochum, like we said, late surge here, like they could end up, like last season, they ended up in the relegation playoff and saved themselves through quite an extraordinary double leg against Düsseldorf. They lost the first tie 3-0 at home, and then won 3-0 away, and then saved themselves on penalties. And Bochum looks like they could be heading for a very similar fate this season. If they continue like this, they could very well end up in 16th. But good result against Dortmund. The last away game was at Holstein Kiel, fellow strugglers Holstein Kiel. We had both teams to score as our main prediction in that game. It ended 2-2. And then the away game prior to that at Gladbach, we had a Bochum defeat, and it ended 3-0 Gladbach in that game. So overall, Wolfsburg in good form since the winter break, but this is also a Bochum team that is actually not looking too bad at the moment.
They're not looking too bad, Bochum, but look at their opponent. So if you look at the head-to-heads between these two, in the last 6, Wolfsburg have won 4, Bochum have won 2. So, but the key stat here is that Bochum are away from home, are without a win in the last 12 league matches, and they're also winless against Wolfsburg in away games against them for the last 5. So they haven't been travelling very well, and we think that'll probably continue here. But our tip for this one is actually both teams to score. You can get odds of 1.7, but we do like a Wolfsburg win. Wolfsburg win, yes. 1.53 are the odds you can get for that, so they're fairly odds on, aren't they, to get the points. And our correct score prediction for this one is 2-1 to the home side, and on our website. The poll that everyone can take part in, 64% of you agree, with only 29% thinking that Bochum might get the points, with 7% looking at a draw. So that's what we think is going to happen in this one. We'll see. Next, we've got Mainz, who are 6th in the table, taking on St. Pauli, who are down in 14th. And this is on Saturday, the 22nd of Feb. It's at 2:30 in the afternoon, UK time. And, of course, click the link in the description of this podcast and you'll be able to see your local kickoff time, odds, and viewing options. Bet365 is on there. And, of course, to qualify to watch on that, the live stream, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet with them in the last 24 hours. And when you do join, use the bonus code FP365. Now, we predicted Mainz to get the win, and they did against Heidenheim.
They did indeed. They went to Heidenheim, and we had an under 2.5 goal prediction and a Mainz win. And guess what? They ended up winning 2-0 at Heidenheim. Now, Heidenheim is not the informed team in the Bundesliga at the moment, but so Mainz would probably have expected to go there and win. But actually, Mainz, since coming back from the winter break, has been a little bit more inconsistent in their form, because leading up to the 21st of December, when they went to Frankfurt and beat them 3-1, which was a great result for Mainz, they had been winning. They won 4 from 6. No, sorry, they won 5 from 6 in the lead up to the winter break. But since they've come back, they've actually lost 3 from 7. But then they went to Heidenheim, got that win, and they're now seemingly back on track. But once again, quite inconsistent with 3 wins, 1 draw, and 3 defeats. And those 3 defeats were all away from home. So this win at Heidenheim was the first points away from home since we came back from the winter break. This is a home game, though, for Mainz against St. Pauli. And at home, it's a different story for Mainz. They started the season off by not winning either of their first 5 home matches, but they then won 5 in a row until that home draw against Augsburg, and that home game was the last home game in the Bundesliga as well. Now for St. Pauli, going into this game, 2 defeats and no goals against either Freiburg or Leipzig. They lost 1-0 last weekend at home to Freiburg, and then they lost 2-0 at Leipzig, game where we had the correct score. We had 2-0 Leipzig in that game. St. Pauli's last win was against Union Berlin at home. They beat them 3-0 in that game. And then away from home, this season, St. Pauli has been very unpredictable. If we take the last 5 away games, or even just the last 3 since coming back from the winter break, it's literally loss, win, loss, win, loss. So a very unpredictable side away from home. Not too many goals in their away games. They have mostly been under 2.5 goals when we look at it. Going into this game against Mainz, it will be interesting to see how these 2 quite inconsistent teams will do.
Yep, and I think the key thing here is Mainz at home, isn't it? They're undefeated in their last 7 league matches at home, and they haven't lost in the league to St. Pauli in the last 3 games either. And they're homeboys. So, I mean, that's what's kept them in 6th position, and St. Pauli away form isn't good, and that's why they're in 14th. So, you know what that's coming to. But what's would you believe again, we're going for another both teams to score tip for this one. Odds pretty good. 2 you can get for that. Whereas the other alternative you'd probably be looking at is a Mainz win, and slightly less odds. They are odds on to win at 1.83 is the current odds you can get for that. We have gone for another 2-1, surprisingly. 2-1 to the home side, and your odds are 8.5 as it currently stands. If you do like a draw, 3.5 might be worth a nibble. But St. Pauli 4.5 is what you can get for that. So, but both teams to score is what we think will happen as the main one for that one. Next up, we've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, 8th in the table, taking on Augsburg in 12th. This is on the 22nd of Feb, Saturday. That's 2:30 p.m. in the UK time slot. And, of course, click the link in the description and you'll be able to see all your local kickoff time if you're overseas. Betting odds and broadcast streaming channels tailored to your location. You can stream it on Bet365. All you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours with them. And when you join, use the bonus code FP365. Well, Gladbach doing okay, aren't they? They haven't had a loss since, over a month.
Yes, Gladbach is definitely the more informed team of these 2 sides. But Gladbach actually started, since coming back from the winter break, they started with 3 straight defeats, and quite some heavy ones as well. They lost 5-1 at Wolfsburg, 3-1 at Leverkusen. But over the last 4 matches, they've managed to turn things around and got some really good points. They beat Bochum 3-0 at home. We predicted that. But you would also be expecting Gladbach to probably beat Bochum at home. But Borussia Mönchengladbach then went to Stuttgart, beat them 2-1, got a point at home to Frankfurt, and then last weekend he went to Union Berlin, beat them 2-1. They've got 10 points from the last 4 games going into this one against Augsburg. And Augsburg is quite an interesting team because they kind of had these sequences of threes. They had 3 straight defeats, then 3 wins, and then 3 draws in a row now. So it'll be interesting to see whether it's going to be another 3 straight defeats, wins, or draws coming up. But in the Bundesliga, the last 3 matches have ended in draws. The last game was a home game against Leipzig. It ended 0-0. Our main prediction for that game was under 2.5 goals.
Yep.
Then they had 2 away matches at Mainz and St. Pauli. Both ended in draws as well. We called the under 2.5 goals in the St. Pauli game. In between that, Augsburg got knocked out of the DFB Pokal in Stuttgart. And in overall, Augsburg now, over the last 3 matches, have not scored a single goal. So they're struggling for goals. I mean, even at St. Pauli, they just got 1 goal. So you can say they only scored 1 goal in the last 4 matches now, going into this game against Gladbach.
Yes, and if you look at sort of those last few matches, Augsburg haven't scored a goal in the last 3. They did get 1 against St. Pauli before that. I'm including the DFB Pokal there, by the way, where they got beaten by Stuttgart. But not great goal scorers, and being away from home, we think this one is probably going to keep that trend of under 2.5 goals. And your odds there, that's our tip, under 2.5 goals, 2.1 are fairly healthy. Gladbach to win is what we also predict, if you want the win, draw, win, and that's 1.85. We have gone for a correct score in this game of 1-0, and your odds for that correct score, very popular here at footballpredictions.net, the correct scores, 8.5. And just in the vote, the poll on the link for this match, you'll see in the description, 67% of you think also that Gladbach will get the win. Only 7% believe that Augsburg can get the points. Let's move on to our summary games. Holstein Kiel, 18th, taking on Bayer Leverkusen up in 2nd. Saturday, the 22nd of February, 2:30 in the afternoon, UK time. Again, one you can watch on Bet365 to qualify. All you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Sign up with bonus code FP365 for this one. We've gone for both teams to score, and we've gone for a 2-1, but to the away side, Bayer Leverkusen. And that's how we think this one will finish.
Yeah, moving on to Borussia Dortmund in 11th, who takes on Union Berlin in 13th. The game kicks off on Saturday, 22nd of February at 5:30 UK time. Once again, go to Football Predictions, footballpredictions.net, which will provide you with your local kickoff time, betting odds, and available viewing options. This game you can watch on Bet365 live streaming, and in order to qualify, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. Use bonus code FP365 on sign up. Now for this game, we are going with a Dortmund win and at both teams to score prediction. Our correct score prediction is 2-1 Dortmund.
Next up is RB Leipzig in 4th, taking on Heidenheim in 16th. It's on Sunday, the 23rd of Feb, 2:30 again, afternoon, UK time. And you can stream it on Bet365 to qualify. All you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours. And when you join, use the bonus code FP365. This one, we have got an interesting one. We're going for a pretty good-sized home win. We think it's going to be both teams to score, though. And we've gone for Leipzig 3, Heidenheim 1.
Yes, and then we got the top table clash here. We had Leverkusen versus Munich last weekend, and now this weekend we've got Bayern Munich in first against Eintracht Frankfurt in third. Now this game kicks off Sunday, 23rd of February at 4:30. And once again, go to footballpredictions.net for your local kickoff times, betting odds, team news, etc. You can watch this game live on Bet365, and in order to qualify for the live streaming, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours and sign up with that bonus code FP365. Now for this game, we are going with a Bayern Munich win, a both teams to score prediction, and a correct score prediction of 3-1 Bayern.
Yeah, I wonder if Harry Kane will be back for that. Next up, we've got Hoffenheim in 15th, taking on Stuttgart in 7th. It's on Sunday, the 23rd of Feb. It's a 6:30 p.m. UK time kickoff, and you can stream it on Bet365. And to qualify, all you need is a funded account or to have placed a bet in the last 24 hours with them. Sign up using bonus code FP365. This one is also, if you want to pay for a subscription, on Sky Sports Football. Now, for this one, we've gone for an away win, Stuttgart, both teams to score with the correct score of Hoffenheim 1, Stuttgart 2. And just a reminder that if you are live streaming on Bet365, make use of that bonus code FP365. Geolocation and live streaming rules apply. Full details are available on the Bet365 website. 18 plus, gamble aware.
Yeah, and in the description section of this podcast, you can see links to the fixtures we've just covered, or just go directly to footballpredictions.net. Once you're there, you can browse all the online places to watch the games from your location via streaming and TV channels, add tips for different betting markets, team news, as well as the latest offers and odds.
Yeah, and if you listen to this podcast, you'll realise that we also record them for a number of different competitions in addition to Bundesliga, and you can listen to them all at podcast.footballpredictions.net or where you usually access your podcasts from, like Apple, YouTube and Spotify. That is it. Thank you for listening. And for now, it is...
Choose.
Choose.
A football prediction.